All right, so IBX Toy Cat said this. Here's how beacons currently work on Bedrock, hoping they get improved in today's preview. Here, we'll give it a listen for
Here's
context.
how beacons currently work in Bedrock. You can only see the beacon beam from 64 blocks away horizontally and just over 100 blocks vertically, which means that a block which is meant to guide your way can only be seen from 4 chunks away, which is just very questionable if you ask me, and that is why we're excited to see it change.
Okay.
Here's how beacons...
So he said excited to see a change. It's not changing. So he brings up this good point here. This music is even distracting me. He brings up this good point, right? And it's one we've talked about before. And a lot of people in Bedrock Edition have talked about and know about and dislike. Render distance range of beacon beams, but also you can categorize smoke from campfires in that, other players, and a host of other things. I'll recap what the things are because we did a feedback document on this 4 months ago that detailed everything. So we're not going to revisit the whole thing, but I'm going to pull it up real quick so you know what things fall in that super duper short render distance, okay? Because it's important for you guys to know this for context of what we're about to talk about next. This isn't going to be a long rant, I promise. This is going to be a short one. And it's not really rant. It's less rant and more like news and information, okay? So I made this document on October 22nd, and I did officially submit it to Mojang. I'll have to see if I put it in the official feedback channel. If not, I'm going to go put it in their official feedback channel that I have. Said they fixed it. He's wrong, I think. Let's go back to the tweet. King B-Dogs replied, I can say that this is something we have been investigating. See, look, he said, hoping they get improved in today's preview. I don't know why he thought they were getting improved. Does anybody know? Because he said hoping. But it's been confirmed here by King B-Dogs it won't. Here, before we go over that, do I have the categories listed? 64 blocks. Okay. So this is everything in the renders at 64 blocks and does not render at more than 64 blocks category. Okay. It's not a full list, but it's all the important stuff. Players, other players, mobs, chests, signs, the beacon beam, smoke, armor stands, shulker boxes, boats, mine carts, item entities, clay pots, banners, items and item frames, conduits, beds, and bells, and end crystals. All of those things I just listed, when you go beyond 64 blocks, they no longer render. There is a second category. I think it's worth bringing up. This category is your render distance that you have set divided by 2 at a maximum of 10 chunks. So example, if your render distance is 12, then the render, like your set render distance in the video settings is 12, then the render distance of this category for you would be 6. If your render distance in game is set for 18, then the render distance for this category would be 8. It's your render distance divided by 2, but it does not go above 10 chunks, meaning that if your render distance is set to 20 in game, you can see these things at 10 chunks away. If your render distance is set to 96 chunks in game, you can only see these things 10 chunks away. It's the same after that maximum of 10. This category has very important things in it too. Trapdoors, lanterns, doors, chains, hoppers, vines, crops, and other things that are sprites in terms of how their model is generated. Various redstone components, scaffolding, mangrove roots, fire, composters, brewing stands, anvil, stonecutter, flowers, flower pots, spawners, spore blossoms, and pointed dripstone. Okay. We don't have the beta yet, right? No, we don't. Okay. So these are all the things, and I have a full document here that we worked up together on stream a few months ago, and that I officially sent out. So in response to Toy Cat saying that he hopes that beacon beams get improved in today's preview, does anybody know why, by the way, that he thought they were going to? I would love to know like what he saw Like what indication he saw that made him think, oh, they might be improving beacon beam render distance. Because here's King B Dogs. King B Dogs, a developer from Mojang, said, I can say that this is something we have been investigating, and it actually started as an exploration on Bedrock first before Java. But can somebody confirm for me what's the view distance on beacon beams in Java Edition? Is it 64 as well, or is it further? I know Cub Fan did do a video. This was about, he had something about this in one of his videos. I don't remember if it was as short as Bedrock Edition. Either way, had a video saying render distance was going to be something like 2048 blocks, huh? So they fixed it in Java, and that's why. Okay, that makes sense. So they fixed it in Java Edition because Cub Fan did a video about it, is what you're saying. And then King B Dogs is trying to say, because he knows what the assumption may be from the Bedrock community. He's trying to say we actually started looking into this on Bedrock Edition before we even started looking into it on Java. But they did it on Java first. And then just not to ruffle too many feathers here, just understand it's so much easier for them to fix this on Java. Like probably by a factor of 100. So I will 100% take him for his word that they started looking into it on Bedrock first, and that they've probably put more effort into trying to figure it out on Bedrock than they did on Java. It's just easier to do on Java. Okay, so we won't bring out the pitchforks, guys, but the timeline on improving it might be longer. No promises, seriously, but we'll keep looking into it. To me, this says we don't know how to fix it or what to do, or it's going to take so much that we can't put resources at it right now. It means one of those things, and that they're not actively, like, they're not in the midst of working on something that they think is going to happen. Because if he knew for a fact, hey, like, we're working on this, we're gonna have this figured out at some point, then he would say, he would probably use more definitive language, but the timeline of improving it might be longer. No promises, seriously. See, that right there to me says it might not ever happen, but it's definitely not happening anytime soon. But we'll keep, and also but we'll keep looking into it means they're not looking into it right now. I don't think it's not an active thing. Okay, that's my read into it. If King B, he doesn't watch our videos or streams, at least not that I'm aware of. If he was in stream right now, I was like, no, like we are still looking into it, then I stand corrected. I responded to him telling him about the document that I just showed you guys. And I DM'd him on Discord. He hasn't responded to any of my DMs in a long time. We are friends on Discord, so I know he gets them. I assume he might even look at them. I don't know if he doesn't respond because he doesn't like that I say bad things about Minecraft now, or if he doesn't respond because I say bad things about Minecraft and he doesn't want that liability. So maybe he looks at what I say, but he doesn't respond to it because he doesn't want to be seen responding to somebody in a private message that normally says all the problems with Minecraft. I don't know. It could be either one of those things. Either way, I know he gets them. Also, here, let me check this really quick. Let me see if I submitted this document into the feedback thing. And while I look for that, I'll say this. The main solution I have for this. So I don't know what first of all, I don't know what the problem is. I don't know if the problem is, hey, we have a technical limitation that's not allowing us to make this change, or like maybe it's so integrated into other things that like it's a huge change to have to make, and it's incredibly hard to do. Or if their issue is, yeah, but if we change this, it's going to destroy performance for the Nintendo Switch and mobile devices and maybe consoles. Or if it's an optimization problem to where they know that, hey, if we increase this, it'll destroy performance for everybody. It could be a lot of reasons why they're not doing it. So I think you guys and me, it's good for us to understand that we don't know what the core problem is on their end. It could be that the Minecraft Bedrock Edition graphics engine is so poorly optimized and runs so bad that if they increased that category with all those things in it to be able to see stuff from further away, that the game would run bad on even like good PCs, right? Or it could be that everything is so like spaghetti noodle mess, like webs together, that you can't change this without it affecting like 52 other things. Even when Prowl says nice things about Mojang, he says bad things. Listen, I just try to be constructive, okay? And sometimes I like to be real and call it how it is. Not everybody does that. Hold on. I did post it. It was the first thing I posted in here. I posted back in October. That could have been when they started looking into it, honestly. I don't know. Reply. Bumping this here since King B referenced it. Referenced the issue I covered here on Twitter in response to Toy Cat, who thought maybe Bedrock would get a render distance improvement since Java Edition got it. Regarding seems relevant to bring up again. So there you go. Basically, the short of it is Java Edition got a boost to their beacon beam render distance. I don't know if anything else changed with it. It may have only been, I think it was only beacon beams. Toy Cat thought that maybe that meant that Bedrock will get that improvement. King B-Dogs has essentially said it's a more complicated issue on Bedrock Edition. They've been looking into it for a while, but it's something that's not going to happen anytime soon, if ever, essentially. And I have resubmitted my feedback document to him. I've rebumped it up in my creator Discord with Mojang, and we posted it out here on Twitter as well, so people publicly could see it. Big posts like this don't get a lot of views, so I don't know how many people see it. But there you go. That's it. That's the story. Let's jump back in game. We have withers to kill.